Hi guys, hope we're all doing well and welcome back to Affinity Racing for a proper deep dive into the 1.49 update that we've just seen launched on Gran Turismo. This update is an absolute game changer and we're looking at everything it brings, from the new cars to the new tracks and most importantly those new physics. This is from a live stream a few days ago and we've taken all of my thoughts. Let me know what you think and drop them in the comments. First race with the new physics update. Tyre wear supposedly a little bit more, how do we say, a bit of a bigger impact on the tyres. Tyre degradation we're seeing drop off a bit quicker. Right, let's give it a go. So we're in the Veyron. The Veyron, by the way, which we were racing in on Monday night. The steering by default feels a tiny little bit lighter, but so much more responsive and quick to react. It feels like there's a lot more detail being fed through, and the wheel definitely snaps back to centre a bit quicker, or a bit more sort of abruptly than it otherwise used to. Now obviously there's no actual updates to the wheel itself. Obviously people's hardware do not change with these patch updates, so it is all down to the data and information that is being sent to the wheel at any given time. And I do have to, genuinely, this sounds so ridiculous, but genuinely I feel like there's a much more distinguishable difference now between which tyre or side of the car you're feeling the feedback on. Sometimes if you put a wheel on the grass or you clipped a curb or whatever, just the whole car felt very monotone. In fact, that is the easiest way that I can describe it. Yeah, monotone. Whereas now, it feels like for the first time ever, you listen to a song in stereo. And if you're a little music nerd like me, then you'll get exactly what I mean by that. All of a sudden, you're hearing guitars, different guitar parts, on both sides of your headphones. And that's what it feels like now with the wheel, and the way that it's doing that, so it feels on these first couple of laps, is that the wheel is much quicker now to snap left or right depending on the, like as we're clipping the curbs there, the wheel will snap left or it will snap right as the wheel hits whatever you're going over. And there as well on the curb, the wheel going very light as it would do, losing grip, being over a different surface than the absolutely dead flat tarmac, and having a different how does Martin Brundle say it? Rubber to ground ratio. I can't remember what he says. Really start to notice the difference. I instantly notice how much more the car slides. So much easier to destable the car here. You feel so much more involved now. And having raced this very car on this very combo as well, we have a direct comparison from what we've just been experiencing on our last live stream, of which those videos you'll be able to see up on the channel as well. Genuinely, if the graphics on screen were a little bit different and you told me this was a preview of Gran Turismo 8, I would believe you. I really would believe you. Oh, honestly, the wheel goes so light when you put the brakes on into a corner. And I like that. It felt like when the game first got released and we went from Gran Turismo Sport to Gran Turismo 7, it felt like there was a really big emphasis on the fact you cannot turn the car, or the car will not turn or grip or perform as well in the corners under braking. Whereas Gran Turismo Sport, when you could be full on the brakes, flat on the brakes, do a 90-degree right-hander and still have not much difference, you know, in the car's grip and capability. Whereas this now feels like a right handful to drive, even just in a straight line braking. The car goes so light, and when you're used to still putting a bit of steering input in, it feels like this change again, going from Gran Turismo Sport to Gran Turismo 7, it feels like that change again. And I'm not complaining, that is absolutely a good thing. We are really going to have to learn how to redrive, basically, because it is now totally different. Everybody's lap times, I notice, is a lot slower. Fastest laps in these races were a sort of mid to high 23, and the fastest lap so far is a mid, bang in the middle, 124. It says a lot. I think that does say a lot about the physics and what we've previously been able to, I would maybe say, get away with. Now, I've been well off the pace, so this will be interesting to see how much we've dropped down. I don't think that you can really see the micro adjustments that I'm really doing on the wheel mid-corner, or those tiny, tiny little snaps. Oh, both of them have gone. That worked out alright. Can feel a bit more road through the pad. That's interesting, because that's exactly what I was saying about the curbs and the grass. Almost to the wheel you can feel the difference with the way that how each of those, when you're on the grass on this side or clipping the curb this side, how this wheel reacts and the feedback that you're getting. Right, it'll be interesting to try a few of my other sort of favourite cars on this, because there'll be so many of them now that might not be my favourite car anymore. Oh, there's a clip off the grass. The feedback through the wheel there is the car's actually purely sliding sideways as well. That was a lot better, felt a lot more realistic. There we go then, first race on the new update. It's worked out very nicely that we've done this same daily race earlier in the week, and we're coming on to this one with prior sort of experience and direct comparison. That right there is just so much better, no questions. The main thing that I notice in terms of the difference is the lack of, probably I would say, control under braking, which is, as I gather, realistic to these cars, because on Gran Turismo Sport, and even when you go on to ACC, there's such a big difference. And the reason that us Gran Turismo lot struggle so much with ACC is because it is so much more realistic. It's more realistic overall, but it's more realistic, or the biggest difference is in those braking zones and under braking itself, and how the car essentially reacts to that weight load and gravity and forces all going to the front of the car, as well as on the way out. I, particularly, and everyone else is probably the same, when they go from Gran Turismo to ACC, especially in a rear-wheel drive car, all they do is spin out of the corners and end up doing a 180 or a 360 if they're lucky out of every corner, which was certainly me my first time on ACC. But into the braking zones is where it's particularly difficult, and that has definitely become harder and more difficult on Gran Turismo, but in a good way. What we'll do now then is I want to have a look at the new cars. So we'll quickly do a lap around a different track each for those new cars, and then we're going to do the new track in a car that we know. So this is a new car, so SLS McLaren. Let's give this car a go first. Right, first person to comment a track in chat, and that's the track that we're going to go for in this car. Lago Major, fair enough. I don't know what tyres it's going to put us on, but it'll be whatever it does put us on. Sports tyre, sports hard, let's go. Right, so this is the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren 2009, because of course when Gran Turismo says new cars coming to the game, it does not mean actual new cars. That car's got some beans though, I will give it that. Our aim is to save the embarrassment of not finishing last against the AI. Oh my word. This is the problem with these cars. They've got all the speed in the world, but not the downforce to back it up. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. Look at the range in third gear there. Really good acceleration through all of third gear. Reminds me, any actual Mercedes driver here would be hugely offended, but that reminds me of the old Vauxhall Vectra trick where you could pull away in fifth gear. It's definitely a... oh, I forgot we had a braking zone here. Whoa! Pardon me. Max Verstappen coming through. Thanking you. Pick a braking zone. His rear bumper. That will do. That is the perfect braking zone. Wonderful stuff. Thanking you. Tremendous driving. Thank God we're not online. Well, this will produce all of the carnage in a daily race 8. I think that's all. God, look at that. It's still wanting to snap out even in third there, right at the bottom of the gear range. This car will absolutely cause some carnage in a daily race 8. And that is about as much as Mercedes and McLaren set out to do 15 years ago, I'm sure. Oh, braking zone again. Oh, he's gone for it. The AI has gone for it. The AI's done it as well. How on earth did he just do that? Fair play to you, good sir. So that is the Mercedes. It's a nice old looking car, that, isn't it? Not too shabby. AI are more aggressive too. Is that one of the updates? I would not be surprised. Frost, how we doing? Anyone have any issues starting their daily races? Well, we managed the previous one fine, but we've only done one. Is that an issue we've been having since the new update? Some changes in the behaviour of the AI. I suppose if we keep ramming them off, they will learn. And they take over. I always think that that's RUF. Is it RUF or is it RIF? I don't know. Right, this is the new motor. Shows what I know. If they've not been in a Top Gear episode, I do not know. Right, somebody pick a track. Spa it is. John is first in. Right then, back of the grid at Spa for the RUF RGT 4.2. Go. Oh dear. Oh dear. Guess the braking zone. That was a good guess. Right, they're all going to slow down here, look. Oh! Let me through. Go! Oh my god, nearly hit his bumper. I'm just braking when everyone else brakes and hoping for the best. Right, made up another place. Go, go, go. Oh! Go! Oh, double overtake. Make that a triple in 2 corners round the outside. Oh! Alright, we might have caused a bit of carnage there. Am I being stupid, but are they just Porsches? Are they just Porsche 911s that is bought by another company and modified in some way? Is that what they are? Considering we're on the sports medium tyres this time round, we were on the sports hard in the Mercedes. This thing isn't quite as quick in a straight line. It's not quite the missile of the McLaren, SLR McLaren, but it's got great balance to it. Really, really nice car to drive that. Genuinely, in a longer... It is modded 911s, I thought. Looking at it, I was like, that is literally a Porsche, if ever I have seen one. It turns out I have seen one. That is a proper Danny Rick lunge. That will do nicely. Yeah, I thought they were 911s. I've genuinely never heard of that brand. But that is a really nicely balanced car, that. That is lush. That was a really nice car, that. I quite like that. I would not mind seeing that in a daily race. If that was in a daily race C, a long race, I'd be up for driving that. That would be good fun. What a delightful little motor. Right, next. There it is. Is it just me, or do Ferraris kind of look all the same? Well, this is just going to be absolutely abysmal to drive. Right, new track. Someone else shout a track out. Or anybody shout a track out. Right, we go Monza, we go Monza. Yeah, the Dubai track round here would be cool. Right, here we go then. The Ferrari 430 Scuderia. We're on sports hard tyres. We're not making that braking zone. And we arrive into turn 1. Well, we arrive into turn 1 backwards. Oh. Pardon me. Thanking you. Oh. Well, there's a physics glitch, because that that roadblock literally did just stop us dead there. I don't know if you've seen that, but it was a big drop off in the acceleration. We are never getting slowed down for this corner. Maybe we are. Rubbing is racing. Go. Right, this car probably isn't best suited to Monza, I would say. But then again, neither is my driving. It's mad that a car like this, a road car like this, as we see there right now, has quicker acceleration. It would like out-drag a Group 4 Ferrari, I think. Genuinely. I think that car sort of is what it is. I've actually got absolutely nothing to say about that. Moving on. Ferrari is a Ferrari. Simple as that. Right, let's try the... what was the Lambo again? Was it the Gallardo? Monaco. Yeah, can you imagine Monaco on Gran Turismo? The quality of driving on Gran Turismo is not capable of racing at Monaco. Simple as that. Right, over to the Lambo. Let's have a try of this. This is going to be the worst car of the lot, I would probably say. Right, pick a track. Pick a track, any track. I'm going to do a video as well. If we could design the perfect Gran Turismo 8, because it will now be in production, what would that look like? Tracks, cars, daily races, combos, career mode, everything. I would love to do a video on that, like designing the perfect Gran Turismo 8. John, that's cruel. Laguna Seca. Lambos don't like curves, you don't say. But let's go though, in the Lambo. All the wheel spin. Whoa! What are we doing? Gents, come on. What's going on? Right, we're on the sports hard tyres. At least it's not comfort tyres. Right, honestly, I just put my foot down there, and regardless of what way you put the steering wheel, the car will not go that way. So the understeer in this thing, when you're trying to get your foot down on the power, very apparent. Oh god, look at that, even the AI's getting sideways in the braking zone there. This is the most awful driving from me, but we're getting away with it, of course. I think if this was on actual racing tyres, there's a chance that it might actually grip in the corners with a bit of power. Overall though, I do quite like this car. Its performance of acceleration will always outweigh its performance of corners. As we see. Go! I would love to know how these cars would have driven before the update, but it does feel very, dare I say it, realistic, not having ever driven a Lamborghini Gallardo LP56-4 2008. Bosh! There we go. The BMW purchase. I mean, this is just going to be awful. No two ways about it. High speed ring. Thashin, is that the one you mean? Got advertising on the way in. It's got to be done. Oh, we're on comfort soft and we're trying to do this in the rain. Well, this is just not going to end well, is it? Second gear for launch. We're going to slipstream our way past here. Oh no, we're not. Oh no, we're not. We're understeering. Oh no. Oh, the AIs took us off. Ah! We're almost off the track here. Right the way around the outside. Carry so much more speed this way. There we go. Oh! Yeah, that was a bit silly from my part. I tried to snake through them all there. Go! We have a 6th gear, but we're never going to get to use that. We just flew past them all. Let's try and be realistic here. No, 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 don't hit the wall. Oh! Well, we just hold on to that one. I actually thought I was going straight into the wall there. Can we beat him to the line? Can we beat him to the line? 6 tenths, 5 tenths, 4 tenths, 3 tenths, 2 tenths, 1 tenth. Oh! We just missed out. Can't really compare much there, but overall, again, I think if that was in a Daily Race C, you would be able to produce some good racing. the last one of all, the Genesis VGT. So let's have a little look at that. Now it's got their TC plus SC. What is S? Obviously traction control. What's T? What's SC? Yeah, Le Mans a great shout, a great suggestion for this one. Let's do that. Grid start. Let's do everything here. Let's have a little bit of rain in there from a wet track to a dry track, and let's just see how we get on. This is actually all gonna go wrong because we're actually totally in the rain and we're never gonna move. I'm not touching that. Literally, you can't see, but my feet are off the pedals. That got stuck there. That was a weird glitch. Let's start that. That was a really weird glitch. It just stuck it on full throttle, and I wasn't touching the pedal at all. But either way, that's definitely too heavy rain. Let's dial that back a little bit. Right, let's see what this launch is like again. Oh! Oh my... Warp speed. Jeez, you notice that when the battery kicks in? Oh my god. Wow. Oh, that's a tremendous rear view mirror. That makes you feel sick. How on earth can you concentrate when your rear view mirror is a plasma screen right across your dashboard? There is no way. That acceleration just... That is insane. Look at that! We've just gone from 100 to 150 in no time at all. Oh my god, no, the car, you can't drive with that. That is an unbearable amount of power. You cannot produce tyres that are capable of putting up with that. Right, well, at least the brakes are better in this than the Lamborghini Gallardo. Jesus. How is it deploying so much power there? I have no idea. As we see, the car is absolutely smashed to pieces now. Oh my god, it will not turn. Right, this isn't the best test of this car. I assume there it was not turning because it's damaged. But I would not be surprised if it just was not turning because of the sheer speed. Oh, why is there a big traffic jam there? It was not turning because of the sheer speed that we were driving. Ignore the yellow flag. Well, I guess we did, but... Right, I may have just found... Whoa! What are they doing? Oh, they're all slowing down because of the yellow flag. They're all slowing down because of the yellow flag. Now, we're going to get a lot of big penalty there, but I'm not that bothered. Right, they're all going into the pits as well. I've got 25 seconds to try and find here if we want to win this race. No way. No way. You just can't put the power down in this thing. You cannot put the power down. It's got too much power. Look at that. That is bonkers. It doesn't look that quick because all the other cars were driving against the same cars. But if you put this against a couple of Group 1s, that would fly past them, or past some of them. A kind of like high whine in the headphones, which suggested to me, well, you can see when the battery's being used down at the bottom there, but it's like when almost it just gets a second wind of power to sort of say, are we going for it? You go, yeah. And it goes, no worries, there's a bit of power. And then it goes, are we really going for it? And you go, yeah. And it goes, no worries, I will send you to the moon. Just let me know if you want to come back as well. We've got the power to do that. That is an absolute rocket ship. Shame about this guy. Wow. That is an awesome car, that is. Look at that from the inside. Look at that for a rear view mirror. It makes you feel sick. That makes me feel ill. I'm looking at two things travelling in the opposite direction. I don't like that. Yeah, so the new Subaru Rally, we're going to give that a go, and the time trial for that this week is on the new track. Right, let's give this a go. The iconic Scooby. Right, let's give this a go then. This is the new track, which looks, we have to say, oh my, look at that. Oh, what a view. Looks tremendous. Oh god, go. Oh, straight into another left-hander. Whoa. Right, that is going to be a nightmare on the dailies. Lovely looking bridge. I'm assuming, yes it is. I had to look at the map there. I'm assuming this is another 180 corner. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Go! Now we can see that there's another bit of track here that is not on this track. So coming, oh, understeer into the corner. So coming through that tunnel is obviously another variation of this track that we can do. I don't know if I'm a fan of it or not. That is going to be really difficult in the dailies, depending on the cars and stuff that we're running up for the combo. What do we think of the track overall though? It looks absolutely tremendous. It really, really does look amazing. A little bit too tricky in terms of overtaking, I would say. Not massive, harsh braking zones that we can really try to make the most of. There we go. We just hit that corner with a little bit less speed this time. Hopefully in a few laps time we might miss it. Can we still do the power balance on this? No. I wanted to try and move the power forward so we had more front wheel drive than we do rear, or 50-50, because it feels like the rear is... It feels like it's favouring the rear at the moment. Let's go all the way wide here. Go. Whoa! Big snap of oversteer. Oh! Well, that certainly makes that corner a lot more fun, doesn't it? That is the fun way to do it, not the quick way. Oh, you need to be so patient and skillful on this track. It does not suit me at all. I very much doubt it's going to produce fantastic daily racing. I would love to think that I could be wrong on that, and hopefully I am, because I presume that this will be next week's Daily Race C. You're always thinking about the next corner. It's almost whatever corner you're on, the next one is always more important. Alright, a 106. There we go. That's our lap time. 6 laps of that track and we get down to a 106. The first clean lap of the lot as well, by the way. Well, there we go. That is Gran Turismo 1.49 in a nutshell. I think the new track is great. I don't think it's a good racing track, but as a time trial challenge track, I think it's good. The new cars are, let's be fair, we always want to see more Group 3, Group 4 race cars. There's not that many out there. I'm trying to think off the top of my head of which GT3 and 4 cars we probably don't have on this game. There's not actually that many. But we're always hoping for another one, or at least a 2022, 3, 4. There's a lot of those cars that we're still driving from 2016, 10-year-old cars, and I think there has been new iterations of those that those manufacturers have brought out and are putting forward into different championships of that category. I think that the physics update is probably the biggest change that we've seen altogether, which is just the biggest and best difference that has been made to this game since it launched, since it started. That is a really, really big difference. For a game that was starting to get quite stale, we've been wanting more tracks, we've been wanting more cars, we've been wanting bigger changes in terms of the content on the game. But actually, I think if you haven't been on this yet, you'll be very surprised at the difference and the extra liveliness that that update brings in terms of what it puts into the cars and feeds into the wheel, especially if you are on a wheel, is so good that you have to question, if they've had that in the bag, why have they not done that 2 years ago? The difference now feels more significant than it may have been if that was from the game, in the game from the very start, if that makes sense. I think ultimately we do want, absolutely, as James says, more real tracks. That's the biggest thing that we always feel we're missing out on, but we do have to appreciate the time that it takes for them to do that, the money that it takes for them to do that, but we probably don't appreciate the accuracy of the tracks that are in there now. John saying there, we want all F1 tracks. That would be amazing. But overall, this new update, for what it brings to the game, I think has definitely put a little bit of life back into a game that was otherwise very, very stale and dull. Cars and the steering input, compared to how it is now, if you look back and you go, how was I actually driving those cars as they were? They were so lifeless is probably the word that I would use. This is without doubt so much better. So a really, really big positive update to the game. So overall, thoughts are extremely, extremely positive. Yeah, people having to relearn how to drive. That for me is a really, really good point, actually, and we'll talk about that, because everybody's pace in the daily races, 1 second off the pace on the road at Atlanta, that shows you how big an impact the physics has had. And if somebody's slower on a game, generally it means that the physics is more realistic, because we are lapping on those tracks probably quicker than a car in real life actually could. You are absolutely, crossing the line of physics limits a lot of the time in terms of what you are doing around that track, and there's a few tracks that are like that. So the fact that people have to relearn how to drive, that for me is a good thing. The fact that people are slower now shows that the update is more realistic. That's my thoughts overall. Hugely, hugely positive. Hopefully this means good and exciting things for Gran Turismo 8 as well. We're long off Gran Turismo 8, obviously. There were 7 years between Sport and 7 came out in 2022. So we might not see a Gran Turismo 8 until perhaps the new PlayStation 6 comes out, whenever that may be. But if they can keep improving the game with an update like we have just had, and they can do that regularly enough, even with new cars and tracks, I think we're on to a winner. So that's my thoughts overall. Very, very positive. Let me know what you all think. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe for future videos, future episodes, and more content just like this. And while you're down there, make sure you check out our description for links to our merch store to get hold of awesome t-shirts just like this one. Any orders on the merch store goes a long, long way to supporting channels just like this. I also think the t-shirts look pretty cool, so make sure you grab what you can, and I shall see you in the next episode.